For the nation, by the nation. Islam Alive Radio.
Assalamu alaikum listeners. Today is Saturday the 6th of April. The time is 3 p.m. South African time. I'm your host Ash Karigo, reporting from Cape Town, South Africa. This is the show Liberation Education. Shukran for being tuned to Islam Alive Radio. Remember, you may check us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram and YouTube. You can like, share and subscribe. For any queries, email us on islamaliveradio@gmail.com or send us a WhatsApp on +27 81 217 6012. That's +27 81 217 6012. Disclaimer: the views and the opinions of Islam Alive Radio expressed by any guest or presenter are not necessarily the views of Islam Alive Radio. Previously on Liberation Education, I talked with Zaynah Allie, who is my co-host, on the topic of intersectionality of injustices. And we discussed how injustices relating to racism, class, religion, gender, nationality, all these marginalized identities are connected to one another in terms of fighting or challenging systems of privilege or capitalism. And we looked at the countries facing oppression, protests and movements for change like boycotting. We spoke on double standards from human rights politicians and Islamic perspectives of justice. At the end, we said that we should fight divide and conquer with unite and prosper. And this is by teaming up against the abuse of power. So this idea of teaming up and coming together, it was really prevalent to me yesterday when I was at my school's Mass Iftaar. So Al-Azhar High, they invited students from grades 10 to 12 to the event, as well as some students from schools like Rylands High and Savvy College. Since this is a chapter 13, lucky number teen, I decided to make this week's interview surrounding teenagers by going around and asking these diverse group of Muslim youth 20 random questions relating to Islam, politics, questions from non-Muslims or reverts, and it was really fun. Shout out to Khalfan, my friend and colleague, who stood with me in the cold outside for a majority of these questions when I asked these kids randomly. May Allah reward her and the children who answered the questions, as well as those who facilitated the event, inshallah. I'll play the recordings of last night. How this worked is that I asked students to pick a number between 1 and 20. And they just had to answer the question of the number they chose. I'm devastated because some answers were not recorded properly due to the wind, or I didn't hit the record button, or something went wrong. But I apologize in advance, but overall, you answered really well, mashallah. Okay, without further ado, here are the questions and answers from Muslim youth.
Okay, pick a number between 1 and 20 that's not taken. Pick a number between 1 and 20 that's not taken.
Number 5.
That's taken.
Can I go?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Number 1.
Okay, number 1. Simple answer, but also quite deep. What do you believe?
In Allah.
I believe in
And is the religion and Islam itself. And it's the correct religion. It's the only religion that makes sense.
Yep.
So what are your beliefs, your values because of this? What basics make you you?
Just the generals of Islam, the practices, the people, the etiquette of the religion. Also the models also of the religion.
And also teach us to not discriminate between, like in the Quran it tells us not to discriminate between any religion, if they're Christian, Jew, whatever.
Number 1. Okay, this is a very simple one. Okay, you are Muslim. What do you believe?
I believe in my Lord and Allah.
What do you believe?
I believe in Allah, and I believe that Nabi Muhammad ﷺ is the last messenger of Allah.
Okay, and what are your beliefs, your values because of this?
Ooh, that's a good question. My teaching. So, what is your beliefs? Because of your beliefs, basically. So,
you have a sense of purpose. You have a sense of purpose in life.
MashaAllah.
Okay, you have a sense of purpose, and what is this purpose? What is this purpose?
To worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
MashaAllah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also basically if you have Islam and you have like your belief, I mean your end goal is Jannah at the end of the day. So you have something to work to. So
Shukran. Okay, question number 2. Why are the rules in Islam so difficult? What is your opinion on Muslims giving up so much?
I do not think it's difficult. I think it's the way you live your life, basically. So if you want to live your life by committing sin after sin after sin, obviously. But if you want to follow the deen of Allah and keep practicing and practicing, no matter how much mistakes you make, you still come back to Allah, and that is the way to go.
Okay, so personally, I wouldn't say we give up a lot, because to be fair, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us so much. He gives us a roof overhead, food on our table, clothing on our back. So these rules and regulations that we follow are just things to keep us on the straight path. And don't see it as rules, as it is more as something to protect you, which is why Islam is still one of the most strongest religions in today's world. That's because of all the rules that we have, because we follow them strictly, and overall it's just the rules and regulations that we give up is just something to protect us and the ummah that are still to come, inshallah.
Okay, pick a number between 1 and 20 collectively.
Just say 3.
3.
Yes.
What piece of knowledge in Islam solidified the fact that Islam is the truth to you, unlike other religions?
The Quran never changed.
Everyone said on this day, I perfected your deen, and Islam is the
Quran has proof of what is going on actually in the world.
Yes.
It's relevant every day. More science are coming into real life.
It's basically everything that scientists are proving right now, but Allah already predicted it.
Any piece of knowledge that made you know, okay, Islam is the truth in your life?
So in Surah Tariq, they describe how a quasar sounds, basically, the beat of the drum. And scientists now recently found out that a quasar actually sounds like a fast drum, and they already predicted that, 1400 years ago. So that solidified my reason for Islam is the truth.
Oh, that's a great reasoning. Are there any others, maybe scientific or?
everything. I feel like I've had so many moments in my life where I'm like, wow, like Allah is definitely like God, and there's a greater being out there. Possibly one of them would be like when a person passes away and you have to really think to yourself that there's a process to this, and then they will be in a better place, which is Jannah, and then you need to come to terms with that grief and move on with your life without letting that grief overcome you. So even though in the moment it does consume you, but then you think to yourself, but there's Jannah, and you know what, we just need to constantly be optimistic about it, that this person, they pray their salah, they gave sadaqah, all those good things will come back to them. So sort of like a ripple effect, the good you do will come back to you, just like how the bad you do will also come back to you. So I think that's just that there's always justice and all of that. So I think that puts it out there that there is Allah out there. What's that?
Yes, mashallah, shukran. Pick a number between 1 and 20.
4.
Okay. Question number 4. What do the 5 pillars of Islam mean to you?
Well, they represent what Islam is built upon for me. But if you ask others, they might have maybe quite similar answers. But it
Can
depends.
you tell us the 5 pillars? any mention one and then say why it's important to you.
Yeah, Salah, because it is something that is needed absolutely to get into Jannah. Yes.
Okay, shukran.
Okay, you went to school.
Yes.
4.
4. Okay. Question 4. What do the 5 pillars of Islam mean to you?
The five pillars of Islam, or how do I even answer this? The 5
What does
pillars,
it mean? Like, what does it mean to you? Why is it significant for you specifically?
because it's like important things that help, that guide you like through your life, like how to love and like how to be a good Muslim, like how to treat people and all of that, how to live your life
Give one
basically.
example of how.
Like one of the pillars is to give zakah, to give charity, right? So that's like a good thing, right? To give charity to like the poor and like to fast in Ramadan, I don't know how to explain that to you.
Okay, shukran. Okay, question number 5. There are many terrible things happening in the world today. And so some are asking the question, why? Why is this happening? Why does God let all these terrible things happen?
It's also it's like a test. How do you respond?
Ya Allah. Ya Allah, test us. It's all part of His plan.
That's why it's the things are terrible right now in this world. Because we are tested. How we tested you?
To see how we handle it.
To see how we handle it.
To see how we handle situations. Okay?
5.
Okay, 5. Question 5. There are many terrible things happening in the world, and some are asking the question, why? Why is this happening? Why does God let bad things happen?
To test us.
So we can learn from it. So we can learn from the mistakes.
How do we learn from these bad things?
Like if we make a mistake, we will like realize that we did it. What we did was wrong exactly.
And you said we tested. How we tested?
We tested on how we would act on our things.
Shukran, everybody. And 20 that isn't taken. 6. Okay, number 6. Let's see. What separates Islam from other religions for you? What pulls you in and what makes you stay?
I think specifically it would have to be like the Quran, because I think with a lot of other religions, the holy books, I guess, are a bit more vague, or like for example, I think would be Christianity, where there's a lot of different variations of it. So it can be, I feel like that could be really confusing. Like even though in Islam we do have different madhabs and things, and like different sort of ways to follow, but when it comes down to it, the general idea and what you're supposed to do and like your 5 pillars of Islam, they stay the same. So I think that that consistency shows that it's like it works, and it makes sense and it's logical for me.
What number do you pick?
6.
Okay, question number 6. What separates Islam from other religions for you? What pulls you in? What makes you stay?
I'm glad you asked actually, because there's a whole plethora of reasons and answers to why that Islam is the true religion. Such as if you compare it to other religions, a lot of them are pagan or man worship, such as Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, everything. It's how in Islam everyone has their rights and everything set out, but in Christianity everything is mixed up, everything's wrong, because the men in the past decided to rewrite everything to make it fit to their agenda. That's why nothing in the Bible is correct anymore, and that's why there's so many different scriptures of the Bible. And for Buddhism, you can't. I mean, the burger you eat cannot be a god. The floor you walk in cannot be God. The tree that you are near cannot be a god. So, for Islam to be, what was the question again?
What separates Islam from other religions?
So, for what Islam throws you in, for what it separates from other religions, is the fact that Islam just makes sense.
What number do you pick?
I choose number 7.
Number 7.
Yeah, number 7.
Okay, it's number 7. There are perceptions in the Western world that believe women are oppressed in Islam. What do you say in response to this?
So, for someone who's like new to Islam, and based on the things I've heard so far, it kind of like did sound true, you know, like when you just see it outside and people just tell you. But now that I'm in a Muslim community, I beg to differ quite a bit, because there are like certain rights that I feel women actually get from Islam that they won't get from the government or from any other religion at all, that I actually didn't believe. And I don't think that's necessarily true. Maybe individuals, but my perspective of it is it actually has some benefits. It actually gives women a certain sense of power that most women don't get in today's day. And I feel like if you were a married woman or a daughter or anything at all, you are actually in a safe space with Islam backing you up. So yeah.
Okay, lovely. There are perceptions in the West, in the Western world, that believe women are oppressed. What is your response to this? In the Western world, there's perceptions that Muslim women are oppressed. So what's your opinion on this?
I don't believe that it's true, because women, they follow their belief system and they do it Islamically. So the Western world just makes them believe that they are being oppressed, and yeah.
What number?
We'll be taking a short break for ads and qasidas. We'll be continuing with Liberation Education Chapter 13 on Islam Live Radio. Sit back, relax, and see you after the beat.
St. Luke's Combined Hospices are dedicated to providing compassionate palliative care to on average 600 patients every day and need your help to continue its mission. Join us on Sunday, 31st of March from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pledge your support, big or small, and help us significantly impact the lives of those facing terminal illnesses. Your pledge enables us to offer comfort, dignity, and support to palliating patients and their families. Pledge day telephone 087 2655045 or WhatsApp 079-215-1412.
كشوق الليالي لضوء القمر كعشق اليباب لقطر المطار نجيء وفي راحتينا الضياء نقاء وحبا لكل البشر كشوق الليالي لضوء القمر كعشق اليباب لقطر المطار نجيء وفي راحتينا الضياء نقاء وحبا لكل البشر تشريفا بمقديمكم بمدرساته الدار حساد ألوانا على ربى الأنس شيدنا مدارسنا بالآي نروي فؤادا كان عطشانا أهلا وحبا وتشريفا بمقديمكم بمدرساته الدار حساد ألوانا بمدرساته الدار حساد ألوانا هنا نرددها الآيات نحفظها قرآننا آلق والقلب مزدانا هنا المسرات لم تبرح ملامحنا هنا الرضا ما توارى عن حنايانا كتاب ربي تدارسناه في شغف حفظا وحبا وتفسيرا وإتقانا.
Greetings from Islam Live Radio. I'm your host Ashka Rigo on Liberation Education Chapter 13, Muslim Youth Q&A, questions and answers. You know me, the qasidas I usually play typically have to do with the actual chapter and the topic that we deal with. I relate the songs to our topic. So the songs you just heard, Kashok al-Layal, It means like the longing of the night for the light of the moon. We come with light in our palms, with purity and love for all people. So we love all people, and we embrace, love. And the second qasida is Mountains of Friendship. And the translation is, in the mountains of friendship, we built our schools. And since I was interviewing a school and schools, it felt, good to use. With the verse of the Quran, we quench a thirsty heart, welcome with love and honor. At the school, happiness becomes colors. So this idea of friendship and coming together and building schools found good to use for this topic and where I was asking the questions. Continuing with liberation education and asking many students, we stopped on question 7 and we're continuing with question 8.
Pick a number between 1 and 20.
8.
Okay, you can also collectively as well. Okay. 8. Some Islamophobes believe that Islam is regressive. Do you know what that means? Yeah, regressive is less advanced, or it does not help us move forward in a revolutionary or liberal way. What are your thoughts on Islam being regressive?
It's completely false, and it's a misunderstanding. Like it's very like equal. I mean, I can say like men are equal to the ladies and ladies are equal to the men. I think in that way, yes, in that way I can say that it's progressive.
What about people that say it's not revolutionary?
It's the fastest growing religion, so that's a revolution on its own.
Thank you so much. So they don't think it's progressive. What is your opinion of this?
I understand why they think that, because Islam culture is very old school, you can say.
Old school and traditional. Yeah. I don't know how to answer this. Maybe.
Like, it don't fit with their way of living.
Yeah, it doesn't fit with modern world culture.
But does that mean it's advanced?
I wouldn't really say that. I would just say it seems very alien to them. Like, not really,
Okay, so it's not advanced, it's not revolutionary. But do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Pick a number between 1 and 20.
9.
Okay. Some people have different reasons for wearing the hijab, whether it be men or women. Explain some of these reasons in your perspective.
Can I forget a question?
Why do we cover? Why do we wear hijab?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a story that my teacher told me in grade 7. She gave me the option of having an open suite and a closed suite. And most people chose the closed suite, and the wrapper of that symbolizes the hijab. So it protects you and makes you feel safe. Well, that's just my point of view.
Do you agree?
I agree.
Oh gosh. I think most people just wear it because it's instructed. You're instructed to wear it in the Quran. Some people modesty. Some people are forced to wear it by their families. They don't want to wear it, but they're forced to. Some people literally only wear it in places where they have to wear it, and then outside they don't. But I don't. Everyone just. Yeah, most people do it because you are instructed to do it in the Quran, and they want to become better Muslim.
Some people surprisingly want to do it because I mean surprisingly, because like most people don't want to. I mean, it's summer, we get hot, man. Anyways,
people want to. It's just you see the ones that don't more often.
Yeah.
But in public,
in the media.
Yeah. But like,
and those that choose to.
Why?
I think because it makes them feel a bit more like a part of Islam. It makes them feel more grounded in their religion. Yeah.
Some women say that they feel sort of like protected when they wear it and like all of that. So, yeah.
10. Some say there's a difference between hijab and niqab. Why do some women cover their face while others do not?
Looks.
Okay, explain. What about the difference? You have to tell me. What do you know?
Well,
Why do you think some cover their face? And why do you think
To hide the inner beauty.
inner beauty?
Yeah. And voice.
Women. Why do you think some women cover their face while others do not?
I think it's mostly just like a personal thing. It's not just a personal thing, yeah. So that's my opinion.
What personal reason could it possibly be?
Maybe they feel insecure about themselves.
You think it's because of insecurities? Okay.
Could be for the evil eye.
The evil eye could be for evil eye. Why do you think that niqabis wear this and other women
Yo, there must be more reasons, but
there
is someone I know that okay, not that I know that. Okay, someone I know that went in the niqab. I laughing. I went in the niqab because of like they realized afterwards that being like wearing no scarf is not. Then they put on the niqab for the sake of Allah. Then also for like you said, personal reasons or insecurity, and sometimes it's even peer pressure, like their parents also. But it's not really something that they want to do.
But what about those who do it? Why do you think they just do it voluntarily? For practice? And why do you think, I'm going to ask again, but why do you think girls wear niqab?
Mainly just to protect the haya and the modesty reasons and evil eye, protect themselves as much as they can in the best way that they can.
Shukran?
11 must.
You want 11?
Both of us must.
Are you alone or you're by?
We are currently at a Mass Iftaar. Why do some Muslims fast together like this in gatherings? How does it make you feel?
Must just bring everyone together.
But why this mass gathering and why?
Was just to bring everyone together, and we should all be together, and we shouldn't separate in groups like they say, and we must all be together and join up together. That's why we have the Mass Iftaar, so everyone can join together and be one.
Okay, and what does it make you feel?
Happy must, because everyone is having a good time, and it's fun, it's not boring, and everyone gets to see their friends and teachers and everyone. And it makes you feel, and it's a good moment, miss, and
and it makes you also feel stronger in numbers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, mashallah.
Well done.
I believe that it's a nice thing to fast together because obviously it brings now unity and people together. Fasting doesn't necessarily, I believe, it doesn't necessarily mean to starve oneself. It means to be, a better yourself in a way with things now. I believe now to better yourself and to better your connection with other people and obviously with your creator as well. So at this Mass Iftaar, I really enjoyed being with everyone and with my friends as well. Despite of, everyone else having their own issues at home or whatever they're going through, it's really helped me now to
It's like to reflect.
Yes, to reflect on, things that happen and being with people. I know that for like the last Ramadan, I did not feel like this. I've been more, says now. So that's included, but I've been more, I've changed a lot since this Ramadan. I don't want to say this now on record, but I'm a lot more of a different person than I was, last Ramadan. And I think being together with people in my, good company helped me a lot.
12. Muslims on social media joke about how non-Muslims are so shocked about hearing how Muslims can't eat food or water. So, you can't eat food, you can't even water, things like that. Why do we fast and what are the benefits of fasting? That's it. Why do we fast and what are the benefits?
Must we fast to get closer to Allah, and
it helps cleanse us, bring us closer to Allah. What else?
And it's a month we must make the most of because of the extra rewards you get and things you can do. And
what must I say?
Yes.
It also makes us feel how the underprivileged people feel when they're not eating and stuff like that. Yeah.
Shukran. Like that. Why do we fast, and what are the benefits of fasting then?
Because also then I have to answer this one. Because we do it for the sake of our Lord, and there's lots of benefits to it. It's a sunnah.
To build up our discipline.
Yeah, our iman and stuff like that.
Question number 13. Due to the propaganda circling online following the Palestinian genocide, there are many cases in which Islamophobia is on the rise. You know what Islamophobia is? What are some of the stereotypes you have heard about Muslims, and how do we challenge these stereotypes?
That we terrorists.
Okay, that's a stereotype. Okay, now how do we get rid of this?
We're not terrorists.
The way we treat our women, that they're slaves and that they're not equal to men, personally I think it's not true. That Islam actually gives women rights, and it also is a way to protecting us. So not because she's wearing a hijab that she's forced to do it, or that because she can't leave her house her husband tells her what to do. It's, how can you say, by force. It's just the laws of Islam, and you might not realize it now, but once you actually get into the practice, you see that it was actually for a very good reason.
And the level of protection that men have over women, we can't be equal to their level of protection because they're protecting us. So we can't be equal because they should always protect us.
In which Islamophobia is on the rise. What stereotypes do you hear about Muslims, and how can we stop this stereotype?
For one stereotype is that they think we're terrorists, and the way we can stop is by showing that we're not terrorists.
How?
By showing them that we love we love one another, and we united. We're a peaceful religion, and they must come one time to the mosque and see.
Inshallah. So they must come.
Yes, and they should try to read the Quran, also the translation of the Quran, and see.
Out of these questions,
is it the thing that we're
pick one of these numbers that aren't taken.
14.
Okay, 14. Yes. The world is becoming more open to learning about Islam after finding out about the injustices towards the Palestinians in Gaza. Okay, they're more open to Islam. Why do you think this is, and how does this make you feel? Why are they coming after Gaza? Why?
Like, why is Israel
coming? No. Why are people looking at Islam now? Because it's Gaza.
The people, the Muslims that are living in Gaza, they're being massacred and taken advantage of by the Israelis, and it's sad to see these people go through all these things, and people from other religions and other backgrounds seeing these Palestinians going through all of these, and our fellow Muslims going through all these things, they feel sorry for them and want to show their support for them in any way that they can.
And that's why they are.
That's why they are coming more towards it, and they're more open to it.
Learn about Islam after finding out about the injustices towards people in Gaza. Right? So they're becoming more open to Islam. Why do you think this is?
Okay, can I? One sec. Bye, Dad. Maaf. I think they're more open about Islam and becoming more educated on it because they see the amount of strength and iman the people of Gaza have. Even though they're going through so much hardships, they still remember that Allah is with them, and they still believe that Allah will help them.
That's true. And how does this make you feel?
It makes me feel better, and it makes me feel really grateful that I was born into Islam, and I'm proud to be part of the Ummah.
What number do you pick? 15. Right. Since there is a rise of reverts becoming Muslim on social media, they are subject to Islamophobes and the Haram police. What advice do you have for reverts during this time, especially those sharing their revert stories online, like TikTok or like Instagram? Any advice?
I don't know what's Allah, I have no advice.
A revert was right in front of you and they're telling you this is what happened to them online. It's really difficult for them.
If it's really difficult, then I would say don't listen to people. Rather look further in our deen and like the Quran is our guide to life. So just read through the Quran, even if you read the translation, understand it. Go through the full Quran and you'll be guided through life on the straight path. You won't have a problem. Inshallah.
They are subject to Islamophobes and haram police. So people that hate Islam and people that say that go too hard. Okay, so what advice do you have for these people?
I mean, mainly just kind of take it easy. I mean, like some people, they revert and then immediately they're told, oh, you have to make like all 5 prayers, you have to do this, you have to do that. Like, I mean, like your entire life just got changed around. Like, take it easy and like don't listen to what other people say. Because like, I mean, even if you do like 1 prayer a day for a while and then 2 prayers and then 3, some people...
What feels right for you, really?
Some people are comfortable going immediately into it, but like others just do whatever you're more comfortable with, because yeah, it's bad
a lot to deal with, like
especially the haram police. Oh, they judge everything you do. Yeah, they judge everything you do, and then they themselves. But yeah, just go with what you're comfortable with, basically. I mean, with what you've been doing for now, I mean, you just got into Islam, so what made you interested in it? Like, go based on that. Like, some people, what makes them interested in it is like the hijab, so they're comfortable with the hijab, so they go with the hijab. Some people, like, they become more interested in prayer, so they're better with the prayer than they are with other things. So basically, just what you've been doing and what you're comfortable with. Yeah.
And just try to better, like, what you do.
Yeah, also, like, if you were doing something that is haram, like alcohol, try and sort of, like, wean off of that. Like, it doesn't have to be
just
like
try to be better, like every day or you know, whatever time works for you. Yeah.
But you know, pick a number between 1 and 20.
16.
Okay, 16.
When I get a husband.
No, we're not going to get a husband.
Okay, hold on. Oops.
And then get a husband.
Okay.
Can we start, Asha?
If everyone in the school looked exactly the same and had the same positions, what would make you stand out in all the Muslims of the school?
I always smell nice and I always wear a turban at school. And I'm one of the tallest students at Al-Azhar.
Okay, fair enough. Question 16. If everyone in the school looked exactly the same, had the same positions, what would make you as a Muslim stand out?
My deen, like how disciplined I am towards Allah.
What makes you stand out?
My man.
Okay, pick a number between 1 and 20.
17.
17. Okay, let's look at 17. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 10 years in terms of helping the Ummah and contributing to building a strong community of Muslims in the future?
Where do I see myself in 10 years? Not so sure, not that good with academics, but if things don't go as planned, we maybe going full-time kids, maybe being a Hafiz Quran. I'm doing part-time right now. And then follow the footsteps of our beloved Rasul, our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if that doesn't work, then we 2 meters underground.
Helping the Ummah and contributing to the building of a strong community of Muslims in the future.
I think I see myself in a courtroom representing the Islamic world in the law firm. That's essentially where I want to be. If not, I'll be giving back to my community by teaching Islamic studies. That's what I want to do.
We'll be taking a short break again for ads and qasidas. Oh, by the way, the songs are by Muslim Sounds that gets rid of the music alongside the lyrics. But we'll be continuing with Liberation Education, Chapter 13 after the break on Islam Live Radio. So sit back, relax, see you after the beat.
Southern Hill Gas and Hardware. If you'd like to purchase any size gas tank or even refill your gas tank, needing any screw or hammer and some sort of building equipment, visit Southern Hill Gas and Hardware in Southern Hill Drive, Lavender Hill. Islam Alive Radio is sponsored by Southern Hill Gas and Hardware, Cape Town, South Africa.
في همة حب الأنام يا دعاة رب السماء يا من صنعتم في الأرض نورا يا قلوبا فيها الوفاء بشراكم اليوم سرورا يا دعاة رب السماء يا من صنعتم في الأرض نورا يا قلوبا فيها الوفاء بشراكم اليوم سرورا
اسأل تفتح أبوابا اسأل وستجد جوابا أسرار الكون ستعرفها ناقش واعرف أسباب تلقى عجبا عجابا نفسك بالعلم تحررها لماذا وكيف وماذا اشرح لي ذاك وهذا قلها للناس وكررها فضوليا وأكثر السؤال كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال وأطلق الخيال كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال كن فضوليا وأكثر السؤال كن فضوليا وأطلق الخيال.
Greetings from Islam Live Radio. I'm your host Ash Karigo from Liberation Education, Chapter 13, Muslim Youth Q&A. The qasidas you just heard from Muslim Sounds on TikTok. The first one was Ya Kuluban, and it's about the media and the youth. So the translation is, our media has been honest in your quest for peace. Our words are true. Contribute to spreading good like clouds, and clouds may always be blessed, and you have achieved the media generation. So just basically about the youth and making an impact in the media, a good impact. Then the second one is a song called Be Curious. Ask, and you will open new doors. So it's just about acquiring knowledge by asking, and you will receive the answers. You'll learn the secrets of the universe, discuss and find out the reasons. You'll discover strange and wondrous things. Set yourself free by acquiring knowledge. And this is what we're doing now by asking questions to Muslim youth, acquiring knowledge from their perspective. Alhamdulillah. Okay, we stopped on question 17 and we'll continue with 18.
Pick a number between 1 and 20.
18.
18? Okay. Many Muslims are joining the boycotts against Israeli brands. However, we still see some Muslims consume these products. What is your opinion on this? Do you believe not boycotting makes someone a bad Muslim? Why or why not? So, a Muslim went to Starbucks or McDonald's. What would your opinion be of that person?
Whether it makes them like a bad Muslim person. In a way, if it's supporting, how can I say, Israel, which is clearly, how can I say that? Help me here.
Okay, on the right, yes.
They're clearly against Palestine, and by their actions already can see how much damage they're doing towards our ummah as well. And for a Muslim to still support the brands that are openly also supporting Israel, you can label it as a bad Muslim, but also depending on like the area also, because not all brand, it's the brand itself, but not all branches are fully supportive of Israel. But either way, it's the collective of the company that you shouldn't be involved with. But you can't also label a Muslim as a bad Muslim, because that already is going against Islam. You can't judge them for their actions like that, because you are not their creator. So I wouldn't say that they are bad Muslims. I just say their choices are not fit to what is currently going on. They are not supporting the Ummah and the people of Palestine. So it's more that the choices are being badly reflected on them. So they should work on it rather than people viewing them as bad Muslims.
Well done. However, we still see some Muslims that buy these brands like McDonald's or Starbucks. Do you believe that not boycotting makes a Muslim a bad Muslim? Why or why not?
So I think that it makes a Muslim a bad person. That's my personal opinion, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that a man who kills another Muslim, it is as if he has killed the entire Ummah. So for those of us who are still buying Israeli products, it's almost like we are donating to the Israeli for their weaponry, their machinery, and all of the technology to kill them. So everybody who buys Israeli products, they are technically killing the entire Ummah, and the entire Ummah's blood is on their hands.
Pick a number between 1 and 20.
19.
19? Alright. Give some examples in which Muslims can give zakah during this month of Ramadan and beyond. What ways can we give back?
What ways as in give back as in how?
Anyway, give back to the community.
I believe that some things should not be material. I believe because by my mosque, sometimes people don't have the necessity of money. But yes, they can get money, but it should be the intention towards that money that they give. They could give the intention of Allah, grant Allah, I don't have much, but take this towards it. Because at the end of the day, if you look at it, the zakah isn't for the mosque itself, it's for you as a person. Yes, it benefits the mosque. So we should get ourselves into this mindset that it is for the akhirah and not for the dunya. This will help you spiritually motivate yourself. Now materially, we like to spend our money on things that are not relevant, not necessary to our advantage. So I believe we could take from that money, not all the money, obviously, because we can pleasure ourselves, but I believe we should take this money, some of this money that we act like money we do not really need, and we take that money and we save it into zakah. Because Ramadan is the perfect time to give zakah, the reward will multiply. So I say things first start with the intention. So by starting with your intention correctly, then you can start with a more physical and material approach towards it. So the application and the intention must be equal, or else what's the point of giving money in the first place?
What ways can we give back and give?
I was reminded once by my beloved Ustad that for anyone that's looking to give zakat, there is an easy way to do it. The Prophet said that a smile is one of the best forms of zakat. If you can't afford to pay, if you can't afford to even give a loaf of bread, which is also another good form of zakat, a smile can go a long way. It can brighten a person's day. It can make somebody who's having the worst experience able to go through that experience without feeling like they're alone. So the best form of zakah, in my opinion, would always be a smile.
Out of the numbers available, 1 to 20, which number do you pick?
I choose 1 to 20. I choose 19.
Out of the
chosen.
one. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I'll choose 20.
20. Although we are one ummah, there are instances where we think Muslims can become really divided in thought. And this causes conflicts between brothers and sisters. What are ways that you think we should do to become more united as an ummah? What will bring us together?
What will bring us together? Our love for Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If we can all just accept that we all love Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and put away the differences, then we can be happy, we can have a khuwa, be a happy ummah.
And are there ways that we can like meet, like how can we physically come together?
The thing is, the sectors, like if you look at it, the Wahhabis, the Shia, the Sunni, they have very different views, and the people that's arrogant, they won't accept the other views, whereas the other people that's not arrogant is open-minded. Therefore, the ones that's open-minded is considered the Prophet's ummah, and the ones that is not open-minded, they can't be accepted. Therefore, we have you could say a strong connected ummah.
There was another question that I didn't catch in the series, but the answer to how do we as an ummah come together was that events like this, that Mass Iftaar, where everyone comes together and, we become more united, become stronger together as Muslims and, united in friendship and, solidarity within Islam. And I found that one really beautiful. Shukran to all the students in the Mass Iftaar from Al-Azhar and Savvy College and Rylands High that answered these questions and more. If I missed any other high schools that were there, but shukran so much for your time. Shukran to the teachers that were there to facilitate the event. But it just shows how amazing our generation is and how, the kids are all right. We're on the right path for our youth to grow and prosper for this ummah and to make a great example for many future generations of youth to come. MashaAllah. I also need to announce our radio station pledge towards Gaza and our humanitarian fitra parcels or handouts. Islam Live Radio Ramadan pledge 1445AH 2024 for our destitute and Gaza, serving our ummah with love and share to those whom we care. Jazakallah. Bank, Capitec Bank, account holder Islam Live Radio. The account number is 210-797-76836. That's 210-797-6836. Swift code CABLZAJJ. That's in all caps. Branch code 470010. PayPal account is paypal.me/IRA786. Don't forget your reference and number. Remember, you may check us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, where you can like, share, and subscribe. For any queries, email us on islamliveradio@gmail.com or send us a WhatsApp on +27 81 217 6012. That's +27 81 217 6012. To end off chapter 13, I'll play one last qasida, as well as the ad for Al-Muqid Foundation, but the qasida relates to the 99 names of Allah and sung by Sami Yusuf. I'm Ashka Regal, the host of Liberation Education. Shukran for being tuned to Islam Alive Radio.
Islam Live Radio is sponsored by Al-Muqid Foundation South Africa. Would you like to donate cash or kind towards feeding our children and people? Contact the following number: +27 66 33 99 775. Al-Muqid Foundation South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa, serving the humanity.
العظيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم العدل اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العليم الكبير الحفيظ المقيت الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرقيب المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الشهيد الحق الوكيل القوي المتين الولي الحميد المحصي المبدي المعين المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواجد الصمد القادر المقتدر المقدم المؤخر الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعالي البر التواب المنتقم العفو المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الضار النافع النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث رشيد الصبور يا